Hello, this is Laura West with the Center for Joyful Business, and I want to welcome you to our brand new webinar called Getting to Yes, 5 Steps to Igniting Your Creative Business Spirit. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, this is all about this hot topic called creativity in business. I'm going to share with you how moving through your creative blocks and opening up your creativity personally and in your business will truly change your success path. I'm also going to share with you stories about myself and a lot of my clients so that you can see what is possible when you start opening up your own creativity. I'm also going to share with you my 5-step to yes process called Getting to Yes, YESSS. I'm also going to share with you one of my favorite creativity tools, which is called the Energy Intention Circle. It's a very easy tool that you can do with your own markers and paper to help give you insight, clarity, and even shift your energy around a project or a particular decision that you're making. And then finally, I want to share with you how if you are really excited about the idea of igniting your own creative business spirit, how you can join a community, get more support, and really practice opening up and letting out your own creativity and creative business spirit. So I know that this is a lot to cover, so I'm going to do my best to try to fit this in 60 minutes, maybe 75 minutes. But there's so much that I want to share with you, and this is a topic that I think is the topic that really will change your trajectory in your business. And so I just want to make sure I can give you as much information and ideas, inspiration, and practicality as possible. And but don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. I'll give you lots of ideas of where to go to next to get more. All right, let's get started. The very first thing I want to do is I want to bust this belief that you might be thinking that when you hear creativity and creativity in business, that the first thing that you think of is about drawing or being artistic. Okay, that is not what I'm talking about. Creativity in business shows up in all different types of ways. For some of you, it may be that you're artistic. All right, and you might use drawing in some of your marketing, or that might actually be your main business. But for most of us, creativity is showing up in all different kinds of ways, in the decisions that we make, how we show up in webinars, just like this one, how we create our tools, our worksheets, our programs, our products, how we make decisions, how we work with our clients. All of those are creative endeavors. So we're using, and you're using, your creativity really in every moment. And so we want to be able to open up that creativity in business so that you have more perspectives, more ideas, more of your self-expression in your business. Is I believe that everyone on this call, everyone around us is creative. It's just a matter of, do you have practice using your creativity, or do you shut it down? You know, is it open and accessible to you, or do you keep it closed and off to the side, or maybe you keep it separate? So that's one of the beliefs that we're actually going to be working with throughout this whole webinar. Is the whole foundation that everyone is creative, and it's just a matter of accessing your creativity and being able to practice using it and have the courage to access it continuously throughout the day. All right, so creativity in business. What we're talking about is the right side of the brain, which is the hemisphere of where our creativity, our ideas, our intuition, those urges, that wisdom, those sudden flashes of inspiration, that's where that comes from. All right, that aliveness comes from the right side of our brain. So in creativity in business, we're talking about accessing your creative expression, your creative voice and message, so that you can really embody with courage and confidence and let your heart speak that creativity and that creative message, or in a way that really exhibits your own unique personal expression. All right, this is an opportunity for your soul to take a turn at running your business. That's what working with the right side of your brain really means. But here's the thing. Creativity in business also means using the left side of your brain. We love both sides of our brain, all right? On the left side, that's the home to our planning, our logic, our action. And that's where we actually get all those creative ideas and we get them into action. We actually get them out the door, all right? So they stop just swirling around on the right side of our brain and we actually get them out into the world. So just imagine if we only honored creativity, then all these ideas about building cathedrals and bridges and walking on the moon or creating an amazing painting, even throwing a dinner party, it would just stay as an idea without leaning into the left side of our brain. We would never actually get those things out there. So we really want to embrace both. And that's what I call the whole brain business approach. All right, this is where we are bringing in the left side of our brain and the right side of our brain together in our lives, in our businesses, and practicing leaning in to which of those skills, those strengths that we need at different times. Because there's a time for the creative brainstorming and having no limits and being in that visioning place and just being in the flow and flowmentum. And there's a place for order and, guiding goals and some structure and some systems and actually taking action and getting things out there. So I want you to notice left side of our brain, right side of our brain. And first of all, isn't this just a great ad? This is an ad from Mercedes-Benz because they talk about how Mercedes is this wonderful blend of practical and creative or intuitive. And they have this great series of ads. So I want you to look at this ad and think about, where is your comfort zone? Is it more leaning into the left side of your brain or more on the right side of your brain? All right, again, we all access to talk and walk and eat and, fix breakfast. We all get through our day using both sides of our brain. But a lot of us have been brought up and then trained in our work that there's one particular side that we're more comfortable with. And so notice which that is for you. All right. I tend to attract people who are on one side or the other and they're wanting more of the other. So notice if this is you. You're more comfortable in the left brain. You like order, you like logic. Maybe you like to plan. You love to take action. You might have already have a certain level of success in getting things done and getting things out the door. But you've got this deep yearning to have more fun, to play, to bring more creativity into your life and really let your soul's expression out. Or you might be more comfortable with the right side of your brain, and creativity comes to you all the time, and you get creative ideas, and you love being in kind of that chaos of the creativity and the messiness of the creative process, and you're looking for, how can I bring a little more left brain order, a little more left brain practicality to my business so that I can actually do more than just come up with idea after idea, but I can actually get things done, put them out into the world, and achieve more success in my business. And some of you might be straddling and be comfortable going back and forth with each one, and you're just wanting to access, more creativity and more getting your creative ideas into action. All right, so notice which one is you and what is your desire. Are you wanting to bring more of the left brain marketing processes out there? Are you wanting to really ignite more of that creative expression? Let me share a little bit about my own story because I really think this, it really highlights and demonstrates to me what is very common for people around their creativity. Before I started my own business as a coach 12 years ago, I was in corporate. And I was vice president of marketing, and I ran the corporate marketing programs for a company where we ran 50 shopping centers around the U.S. And I was really in charge of getting ideas, taking ideas, and getting them into action. I was really good at that. Creating flow lines and charts and checklists and creating manuals and coordinating all the details and the buying details and coordinating with the ad agency to get the ideas out and make them real, and then get them out into the field, into these different shopping centers, to the marketing managers, so that they could be successful. It was like they have a manual to success. And it sounds like it's really, like, that's pretty creative, right? I mean, I did everything from $1 million grand openings to corporate sponsorships with American Express and Continental Incorporated, to Santa arrival parades, all sorts of programs that we would roll out into these 50 shopping centers. But here's the thing. Laura was not ever seen as creative. She was not called creative. I was called analytical and logical. Certainly, honest and empathic, and, I got the flow of what it would take to get a program out there and get it into action. But nobody ever called me creative in any of my assessments or feedback. Now, here's the thing. Did that really matter? I mean, I was really successful in my career. So did it matter that they didn't see me as creative? But here's the thing. For me, I knew that there was this whole other side, excuse me, this whole other side of me that was wanting to show up. This whole other side that had been squashed down over a lifetime. Part of it from the traditional business structure that really honored getting things done and being in the box, and didn't honor the intuitive, emotional, messy process of creativity. And part of it was my own limiting beliefs that just said, no, that's not what's honored. I shouldn't do that. It's not appropriate. It's not safe. And I wasn't going to explore that. But here's the thing, was that it wasn't fulfilling. All right. I really wasn't happy because I felt like there was a whole piece of me that wasn't showing up. It was like only half my brain was showing up. It was like I was only operating with a certain percentage of me, of my soul, showing up. And I was thirsting and yearning for more, for all of me, that whole Laura to be showing up. So I took my first creative leap, what I call one of my biggest creative leaps, I should say. And I opened up my own business and became a certified coach and really made a commitment to excavating, if you will, my own creativity and helping other people, other business owners, finding their creativity as well, their creative message. And the thing was, without the structure of corporate, this was actually really scary. It was very scary. It was very scary doing it on my own. So every day was like another stretch, another courageous action. I had to give myself permission to make a business card that wasn't just a white business card. I'll always remember that first business card. To make a business card that was bigger than your traditional business card, or to create a banner and a newsletter that was colorful and different than what I'd seen from other people or what I was used to in corporate. Every step by step was a stretch, and it was pretty painful, but yet hugely rewarding, because it was those acts of courage, those creative leaps, which then have brought me so much success over the years. So I would say my next creative leap was after I'd been in business a couple years, I wanted to create my first product. And so I created the Joyful Business Guide, which many of you are familiar with. And that is my signature product that is a creative business plan for creative entrepreneurs using law of attraction and creativity principles. And I made it colorful. I made it very creative. I tell you right there in the first pages to get out your markers, your pencils, your crayons, because running your business, you need to access this whole other part of yourself. So I really took a creative leap with that product, and it paid off. I've sold over 1,000 copies over the years, and many people bought that product and then went on to join a group or a mastermind and became a client. So each of these different creative leaps then led to the next creative leap. So, creating my first product, then I had a comfort level there, and I started creating other products. And then I created podcasts and CDs and masterminds and more programs. It wasn't like everything came all at once. So it was like each creative leap built on the next creative leap. But here was what was so amazing about this, was that it was more than step, step, step. All right? It was like truly step, 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 leap. Step, 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 leap. So I would take these creative steps, and then these leaps would happen. And it was like I would attract the most amazing people to me, you know, more private clients, masterminds, all these different groups that came together, workshops that came together, and these women from all over the world would come to me. But it would not have happened without me committing to my own creativity and opening up my own creative self-expression and taking these creative leaps. And then more than just building step by step, some of the leaps then became leaps out beyond, way out beyond myself. It was almost as though as I took creative leaps, the universe took creative leaps with me. All right. And I would attract these amazing opportunities that were beyond what the marketing that I was doing. It went beyond, and other people started noticing, and they were attracted to it. And I got invitations to write, you know, contribute to books, to contribute articles, to websites, to speak, to, you know, interact and collaborate and joint venture with in all sorts of different ways over the years that went beyond just a normal step-by-step kind of attraction. It truly is that creative leap attraction. So I really want you to be thinking about, you know, your own process and where is that next creative leap for you. And I want you to remember that it's step, 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 but it's step, 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 leap. Okay, that's what happens. And every time that I knew I was ready for the next creative leap, it would be scary. It would be full of joy, fear. But every time I did it, then the next amazing thing happened that I couldn't have even imagined. So an example of that is about 2 years ago. Many of you have heard, I kind of went through a personal hardship with, you know, me and my husband. He had lost his job, and we right-sized our life, sold our house, and some different things like that. But the pressure of those years, you know, it took a toll emotionally and spiritually and passionately. And so I needed a break. And I knew, I loved my business. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And I knew there was this next evolution for me, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Couldn't figure it out in my head. And I knew there was this next creative leap for me to take. So I ended up taking time off. I took a 3-month creative power sabbatical because I needed to discover, you know, what lit Laura up? You know, where was my creativity wanting to go next? What kinds of creative projects did I want to do? Where was my passion? What made me come alive and got me engaged again? And through that, I discovered some amazing things opened up when I gave myself time to discover, time to explore, time to play. I took a little painting class. I actually took a graphic recording class. And many of you might have seen the results as what has happened. Since then, I've created 2 new programs, well, really 3 new programs that are just truly amazing. The 30-Day Passion Project, where I've had 150 people over the last year go through this on their own, creating their own 30-day passion projects. I've created the Business Fusion Studio, which I'll tell you more about, which is really combining creativity and business together in this whole new way that I couldn't have even imagined that I would be doing 2 years ago. And I started creating vision maps for my private clients that really exemplify their journey of where they're going to in their business. And 2 years ago, I would kind of do these little simple doodles. I didn't even know this was in me. But because I started going step by step and exploring my own creativity in different ways, all of this started opening up. And it's led to me creating 8-foot murals for, hugely successful, well-known keynote speakers. This journey has just continued. I mean, I can't even imagine, again, 2 years ago, I couldn't have even imagined where I would have been. And I think each time I felt that urge for that creative leap. Once I took that creative leap and really immersed in my own creative expression and creative message and took that risk, amazing things were on the other side. So here's a little secret that I want to share with you behind the scenes. And it truly is that when you grow your personal creativity, you grow your business creativity. So you might have heard me say this in other ways, that when you grow personally, you grow your business. And this is so true with your leadership, with your personal growth, your business growth, and your personal creativity and your business creativity. The more you play with any personal creative project, whether you're gardening or baking or photography or drawing, it will open you up in these creative ways. And that energy, I mean, you're all, we're whole. That energy will get transferred to your business, and you will see changes and shifts in your business. Yes, that is what happens. That is why I love this yes energy. All right, so let me check in. How are you feeling? Are you feeling the yes energy? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling like you want to open up your creativity personally and put it into your business to see what's possible? All right, so I want to share with you my 5-step yes process so that you can do this too. All right, here we go. Step number 1 of the yes method, the yes process. And the Y stands for you. All right, it really is all about what makes you come alive. And you need time to discover you, to discover, what it is that lights you up, what makes you come alive, what has you be engaged. Is it a particular hobby? Is it a particular type of conversation or people? Maybe it's your purpose and mission in life. Do you know what that is? And it might be a combination of things, all right? But you want to spend some time discovering you. And I find so often for women that we just put ourselves last. Everybody else is important. Or we just go about it business as usual and we know something's missing. Well, what's missing is you. All right? We want you. Whether it's your life, whether it is your marketing, whether it's in relationships, we want you to show up. All right? The more we have you, the more compelling and attractive and engaging it is. So let me share with you an example of having more you and uniqueness in your marketing and how that is different. A few years ago, I was leading a group, and it was a 6-month group, and it was about 6 image consultants who were in the group, and we were going through the Joyful Business Guide process. It's called the Joyful Business Journey at the time. And all 6 of these image consultants were pretty successful in their own way. But here's the thing, is at the beginning, they felt kind of competitive. Even though they all knew each other, they felt like, well, if I share this marketing method, somebody else is going to do this marketing method. And it was hard to distinguish one from the other. But the more that we got in there and discovered each person's uniqueness, their passions, their strengths, their unique experiences, their unique personality and essence, and put that into their marketing, put that into their personal brand, eventually, once they discovered it, it was like all 6 of them shone brightly and brilliantly as this unique and different kind of gem. One person was a color expert. I mean, she had a whole color system and had sourced it over in China and had these things, color systems created and taught other people color. That was her uniqueness. Another one taught image consulting to other image consultants, and that was her uniqueness. Another image consultant was all about helping people dress and create their style in a vegan way that wasn't harming animals. And that made her stand out and was very unique, and actually got her written up, in the Boston Globe. And another one loved working with performers and really wanted to be the image consultant to these really cool performers in New York City where she lived. And all of a sudden they became these unique jewels, and it was very different. There was no competition, but yet they were all unique and brilliant. So you want to have a place where you can play and discover you. This is reinforcing your passions, your strengths, your talents, where you want to discover you, that everyone has this treasure chest of gifts. The second step is the E, and it's about explore. So you first started discovering you, and then you want to explore and play and give yourself some time to try things on and see how it works. All right, and a lot of this is done before you actually put it out into your business. So you need this container or environment that really is going to encourage you to try on those strengths and passions and creative expression in all these different ways. This is where you start building up your courage muscle. So it might be that you're practicing your gardening, or you're trying on a different style and letting out your unique style more, putting your humor out there in a different way. And taking these baby steps that eventually will lead to leaps by putting your creative voice, your creative personal stamp on things. And lots of times this needs to be done in an environment that is really safe and where you just get to play before you put it out there. So lots of times I'll do this with my private clients or in mastermind groups, where we'll just play with video for a morning and just let them experiment and get messy and just play with the idea of doing video, or writing up some blog posts and just trying to, let out their own unique voice in a different way than they've ever done before, but this letting out this part of them that is so yearning to come out. And so you need to play and practice and give yourself permission to be able to do this. All right, you can't just snap your fingers and creativity is going to be there. You really do. It's a process to cultivate and practice moment by moment and every day. The third step, one of the S's, is shift. And that is shift to positive possibilities. All right. It's really hard to create and let out your creative expression, to go into a new creative endeavor with in a whole unique way, if you're stuck in this negative doubt vortex. This negative vortex doubt is what I call it. So you need to do things to cultivate that positive possibilities. Writing in your journal, mind mapping, being in a community where you can share your possibilities, where you can share your ideas, having a toolkit of, tools that you can pull out to shift your energy so that you can believe in yourself, believe in your creativity, believe in your ideas and your message, and believe in your business. One example of this is when I was working with one of my colleagues, Ellen Britt, she's a client as well, and she's had this idea, this creative idea, for a couple of years now, called Pink Coattails. And she was sitting on it. It was one of those ideas in the back of her mind, like many of us have, and it just wasn't real. But it was this idea of having a daily deal site for women entrepreneurs, or what she calls fabulous finds. And she's always wanted to do it, but it was going to be someday. Well, we started making it real and got her into this belief state, where she could see it happening. And we pulled in visuals, and I did a visual map for her, and she could see it coming alive. And all of a sudden, she's taken it over the last year, and step by step, along with those creative leaps, and she has made it real, and she's getting ready to launch it actually in June, and you're going to see more about Pink Coattails. But she's finally taken this idea that she's so excited about, making it real, believing in it, and letting it take on a life of its own. All right, the fourth step, the next S, is stretch. This is all about after you discover you and you get to explore and play, and then you shift into believing, shift into positive possibilities. And it's time for you to stretch and look for that place where you can put your creativity out. Is it creating a new program? Is it by creating a body of work, doing a survey? This is a picture of one of my clients here from over in the UK, Wendy Kerr. And when she came to me, she wanted to be a coach for women entrepreneurs. And she was sort of in the mix of sort of like all the other coaches for women entrepreneurs. But the more we got into you and, what was you about her, unique about her, and started exploring it and playing with it and building up her positive possibilities around it, she realized that she has this amazing experience of leaving corporate jobs and starting over, leaving a corporate job and starting her own business. And she speaks well with the corporate professional who wants to leave and start their own business. And so we created this amazing idea of a program and her brand called Corporate Crossovers. And not only did she stretch into putting her personal brand out there, but she decided to go out and interview people who had either gone through a corporate crossover or were considering it. And she surveyed, I think, almost 300 women who were considered themselves corporate crossovers, and got such a great basis for her information. She's now stretching into writing the book. And she's a great example of this fourth step, which is about sharing. Now it's time to share. You stretch and put your body of information together, and it's time to share it. And so Wendy started sharing her corporate crossover work and the results of her survey. And I'm just going to flip back to that screen. You'll notice this picture is a picture of her standing in front of the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, down in London. And she had been invited. They heard her work. They heard about her work, and she was invited to come in and be interviewed on one of the BBC radio stations, which reached 9 million women all around the world. So that was an amazing way that once she started sharing her corporate crossover information, just what I was talking about, all of a sudden these steps start turning into leaps. And these creative leaps that you've made yourself turn into bigger leaps once it starts getting out there with the universe. And that's what starts happening in the share process, when you start getting all the way through the yes process. And here's a handful of examples, just other stories of women that I've worked with who have, I didn't call it the yes process, but those are the 5 steps that I take all my clients through, is that beginning process where they discover who they really are, and then start putting it together in programs and playing with the ideas and getting more comfortable and building up their confidence and clarity and courage. And then they put it into books and websites and programs and whole new businesses. All right, so just to recap, the yes process is taking time to discover you, what is unique about you. Step number 2 is explore and play. You got to give yourself a chance to try things on and build up that muscle. You're building a whole new comfort area. Number 3 is shift into positive possibilities. You got to get the belief factor, that expansion, abundance factor on your side. Number 4 is stretch. And that's where you start putting your creativity into your programs, your brand, creating something more tangible. And then 5th is to share it and start sharing it with your communities and building from there. All right, yes. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? So here's the thing. So what stops you from saying yes and going through the 5 steps and really letting yourself open up and ignite your creative spirit? Well, over the years, I'm going to share with you the common things that I have noticed that stops us. The first one is that real business gremlin. Well, if I was a real business, if I was a serious business, I wouldn't be doing all this creative stuff. On one hand, we think, oh, yes, I want the creativity. I want to open up my creative expression. But then that real business gremlin comes in and says, well, no, if you're really professional, you wouldn't do it that way. Time is a big one that comes up. It's like we mean to do it. We want to do it, but we don't ever set aside the time to play with our creativity, to explore our creative message, to really explore what makes you unique and different. And the money, that one comes up for a lot of us of, well, I don't know if I can put money behind it, money behind my hobby, money behind taking a class about creativity. I'll do it one day, someday. Someday it'll be important enough. Although we know that it's the very thing, our essence, our soul, our spirit, that's actually going to attract all these other opportunities to us. But yet our analytical side says someday. Internally, some of the beliefs that come up are, I'm not good enough. My creativity is not good enough. My voice, my message, my writing, my guitar playing, my cupcakes, they're not good enough. I'll let them out when they're perfect. All right, I'll share it when they're perfect, which is another way of saying someday, which never happens. You're afraid of taking risk, because putting out your creativity in whatever form it is, whether it's a program or a song that you've written or a blog post you've written or a video. It's risky. It's vulnerable. But yet it's that very act of vulnerability that connects us, that makes it real. It's the very thing that attracts people to us because they get a glimpse of who we really are, and that's what they want more of. You might feel alone, like I'm the only one who's thinking that I'm the only one who has this yearning to let out my creativity, and I'm supposed to be having a midlife crisis or something. And you know what, there's millions of women all over and a lot of men who are feeling this deep desire to open up their creativity personally and also within the business environment, and really step into meaningful work, step into letting their soul shine through their business, letting their soul take a turn. But I call this kind of balancing, sort of straddling this excitement and desire of joy with the fear of spending money, the fear of spending the time, or the fear of being seen or taking a risk. I call it joy fear. And we can so get stuck in that place of joy fear. It happens to us all. Having the joy fear come up is not unusual. Having the joy fear stop you is not unusual. But it's the ones who are successful are the ones who move through the joy fear, who say, I'm experiencing joy fear, and you know what? I'm going to put my creative spirit first, and I'm going to do this, regardless of all these other things, because of and in spite of all these other things that are coming up. All right. Take a little breath here. You can tell I get really excited about this, and it's truly is my passion to help women and wise men ignite their creative spirit and get it out into the world, because I think that is what's going to cause the ripple effects and really change our world for good. All right, so I want to take just a moment out. Let's see, just checking where we are. We do have, I want to share with you the creative tool, the energy intention circles. And before I do that, I do want to share with you a little bit more about this new program that I have created just for creative business spirits who want a playground, who want a studio to be able to practice the YESSS process and practice opening up their creativity and your spirit and putting that out into your business. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the Business Fusion Studio. You can find out all the details about it at businessfusionstudio.com. And it truly is what I call a playground, a studio where, kind of that artist, if you will, the business artist comes together. They come together and, start opening up their creativity, practicing their creativity, exploring their passion, and putting it into their business. And that's what we do in the Business Fusion Studio. This program starts in May. It started already, but you can join. Runs May through December. It runs for 8 months. And here's what's unique about this, is it's made up of these creative modules, okay? Every month you get a personal creativity module, which is a mini module, like a mini project that will help you open up your personal creativity. You'll get messy, you'll try things on, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I make it step by step, I make it really easy, I make it really safe to explore and play and have fun in this mini project. The first one in May is called Create an Intuitive Joy Journal, and I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute. During the second week, you get a creative marketing module. So this creativity that we're opening up, then you get to put it into a creative marketing, like a particular tactic, if you will. Because what I find is it's one thing to take a creativity class, and it's one thing to open up your creativity, but you need a place to put it into, if you want to bring it more into your business, then you need to apply it somewhere. So each month you get this creative marketing module that takes you step by step through, I break down something and gives you lots of ideas and inspiration and step by steps on how to do this. So in May, I have this whole module, lessons on how to create easy photo tips and quotes on social media. So let me show you what I mean by that. For example, the Create an Intuitive Joy Journal. Here's just some pictures of different joy journals from me and my clients. Again, there's no right or wrong, but it's fun. And it really is this easy way to open up your creativity and practice being messy, practice taking risk, practice finding your voice, finding your joy. And all of that will translate over into success in your business. I guarantee it. Here's an example of what the module, you hear me talk about creative modules. This is what it looks like behind the scenes. All right. You get the personal creativity module. For example, this one is Create Your Intuitive Joy Journal. And then there's these step-by-step activities. You know, there's an introduction from me, there's a video, what is an intuitive joy journal, the types of journal, which one's the best for you, what supplies will you need, let's get started, show us your joy journal, here's some bonus features. I give you resources, short videos, really short videos that you can watch, you know, and some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are 20 minutes. I give you worksheets, and I make it really easy for you to go in and just go step by step. And then we have a whole way that you can interact on all the lessons, just like a classroom where you can ask questions, you can show examples. If you get stuck or need more information, you can ask right there, just like you would in the classroom. All right, here's an example of the creative marketing module, how to create easy photo quotes. And here's some examples from photo quotes. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen them all over Facebook, all over Pinterest, where you put famous quotes or quotes from yourself or tips from maybe guest experts that you interview, and then you link back to your blog, you link back to your own site, and you put them all over social media. Well, I take you step by step for how to create these easy photo tips, you know, and you see an example of this right here. Each of the activities, they're bite-sized steps so that you can make these big creative leaps. And I'm getting so much great feedback. I mean, the people who are going through this, they are just loving it. I just had one woman, Kira, she just created 9 photo quotes this week, and she's so excited. She's like, this is so easy, and she's asking questions and getting all sorts of great feedback and interaction. And her goal is to build up a library of 30 photo quotes that she can use all over Pinterest and use with her corporate coaching. And so here's some examples of some of the other creative modules. All right, you can see that every month we have a personal creativity and a creativity module. And that things like a joy photo project, how to write creative thought leader content, how to create an audacious business goddess, how to juice up your blog, creative list building ideas. So there's a creativity piece, you know, for personal, because remember, when you open up your personal creativity, you then start opening up your business creativity, and we want you to have a place to channel that. So here's how this works. You can, if you see a module you like, when you go over to Business Fusion Studio, you can just buy the single module, really, really affordable. It's $47. All right, everybody can afford to buy their favorite topic. Or if you really want to have access to any of them anytime, you know, as they come, as they're published, then you can buy the all access pass, all right? And then you can pick and choose which modules you want. You can get all 8 of the personal creativity modules, all 8 of the creative marketing modules. Plus, when you buy the all access pass, every month I do a live Business Fusion call with all the members who have the all access pass. So we talk about the different modules and talk about the ideas and connect with the community of all these, you know, creative business spirits. Plus, you also get a mini creative tool from my guest business muses, and I'll tell you about them in just a minute. But I do want to tell you that this grand opening price, May is grand opening month. It does end on May 31st, so you're going to want to go ahead and join right now. Don't wait, because you don't want to procrastinate on your creativity. It's very affordable. You get all of this, which is about $1,000 value. You get this for $347, and I even have really easy 3-pay or 5-pay payments. So to make it really I really want this accessible to everyone, because I'm so excited about the shifts that I am seeing these women create. So let me just show you a little bit about the guest business muses. I've invited some of the, what I consider some of the most inspirational creative entrepreneurs to participate and also create a mini creative tool and share it with you every month. So we have Marcy Nelson Garrison from Coaching Toys, Jill Bodonsky, who's author of The Muse is In and other books, Jennifer Lee, author of The Right Brain Business Plan, Gail McMeekin, she's been a highly successful author, The 12 Secrets of Highly Creative Women, Lisa Sonora Beam, who's a pioneer with the creative entrepreneur, Gina Bell, I just love her creative projects, and she's also the author of Success Rituals 2.0 and the Association of Women in Business Online Entrepreneurs. So just to recap this, and then we're going to head into create the Creative Intention Circle. Every month, you'll get week 1, a personal creativity module. Week 2, a creative marketing module. Week 3 is when we published, this is if you're in the All Access Pass, you get the Guest Business Muse tool. Week 4, you get a live call with me. And then you also get to come into our private Facebook community, which is just full of all these women sharing photos and videos of their creative stretching, their creative courage. And then plus you get the interactive studio that I showed you behind the scenes, where everything, all the lessons are just step-by-step activity, and it's really cool. I'm getting such great feedback, how much people appreciate how organized it is and the bite-sized step that it is. And you can even track where you are and what you've done and what you haven't done. It is really very cool. Just a little quickie, some Business Fusion Studio love from one of my clients, Estelle Gibson. And she was working on her joy journal, and it became so clear to her that when she brings her creativity into things that she does, that she gets really happy, she gets really inspired, and is really motivated. And it was like a light bulb going off. It's like, of course we know this, but it was, she had the light bulb moment, and she said, you know what, I need to redesign some of my worksheets that are all about, because she's a coach for business and finance, and she's like, I don't need to do boring spreadsheets. I want them to be inviting and creative so that people will want to use them, and it'll be really fun for me, and it's going to be fun for her, for her clients. So she's already, shifting a lot of her programs and materials that she has behind the scenes, and we're only like in week 2 or 3 of the Business Fusion Studio. So, just to let you know, you're going to get plenty of inspiration and ideas that are going to get channeled over to your business. All right, just a reminder, sign up for that All Access Pass, and you want to do it by 12 midnight, May 31st, but you really want to just go ahead and sign up for today, because what I know is once you close this down, you're going to forget about it, and you're going to mean to, and then once again, your creativity, your creative expression is never going to make it a priority. So I'm going to give you a special bonus that if you do sign up before May 31st, sign up right now, then you'll get invited to a small group coaching call that's going to be held at the beginning of June. And I'm actually going to coach everybody on the call, or as many people I can get to, on the 5 steps to yes, so that you can find out where you are, find out what's blocking you, and I can give you some help into where you might want to focus in the Business Fusion Studio. All right. Phew, I'm just so excited about the Business Fusion Studio. If you love what we've talked about today, and you love what's coming up next with the energy intention circles, you really are going to just be so thrilled with the Business Fusion Studio. It's a self-directed program so that you can move through it, but yet you're in a community, so you're not alone. So if you have any questions whatsoever, just let me know. All right, let's move into the energy intention circles. This is one of my favorite creative tools to use during my day. It's very easy, and it's also very quick, and it's very powerful. Here's the examples that you saw on the PowerPoint slide. It's kind of hard to see the different showing up in the light here. But I painted the background, so I had a bunch of backgrounds that were handy, and then I did the circles. Okay, you don't have to paint backgrounds. It's just kind of fun. The one I did on the real live video, I used just a colored piece of paper. You can see I didn't do anything fancy with the painted background, and I just, it's not necessarily beautifully artistic, but you know what? I got some great insights. Okay, so I'm going to just use a plain white piece of paper because lots of times white is just fabulous. And this is regular copy paper that I stole from my printer. You can use construction paper, although that if you're using markers, that can really seep, you know, the ink from your markers. But you can still use it. What else? You know, your journals, you can put them right inside your journals. That's a great place to put them. So if you're just using markers, pencils, crayons, then you don't have to worry about it. If you're going to add, you know, get into the water, where you're adding water, watercolors, things like that, or those crayons, then you're going to want a thicker paper that actually takes water better. But for now, simple, simple, simple. Get out your paper, get out whatever markers, crayons, pencils, whatever it is that you brought to the webinar today, to this video, and we're going to get going. All right? So the first step is I want you to think about a project or a program, something in your business that you would like some insight on. Okay? Maybe it's a new creative idea. Maybe it's something with your website. Maybe it is something, a project that you're getting ready to work on, or you want to get reconnected to something. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one on it's what I did on the live video. I'm going to do one about my guest business muses. In the Business Fusion Studio, every month I invite a guest business muse, and this is someone who I think really is taking a stand for creativity and business, and they're pretty, you know, fairly high profile, or they've got a following, or they have some books out and things like that. So what's happened is I have invited several of them. Several of them have said yes, and a lot of them are thinking about it, you know, so they're in this decision mode. So they're thinking about, should I join Business Fusion Studio? Because this is it's not just an in and out joint venture. This is a different kind of, you know, 8-month program where they're going to be featured for 8 months, and they're going to promote the Business Fusion Studio. So I want to get them to a yes, okay? I want them to make a decision, or even if they say no, not right now, they're going to make that decision so I can go and invite someone else, all right? So what I'm going to do first, and I encourage you to do this with me, I'll give you just a moment, think about your project. Whatever's popping up first, that probably is the best thing for you to use. There's no right or wrong way to use this, all right? And then I want you to just make a giant circle on your paper and just go round and round. And this is the second step. After thinking about your project, this step is, oh, I can always feel myself relaxing already. This is the step that helps get you present, all right? It helps get you relaxed, all right? So just keep going around in a circle. Not because, and it's not important what your circle looks like. What this is for is getting into your body. All right? This brings you back into your body, and it helps you get out of your head. All right? Because the wisdom and the intuitive nudges and really the inspiration for action is going to come from your heart, and it's going to come from deep inside. It's not always going to come from your head. Sometimes it does, but you know what? For most of us, that's a pushing place, and we really want to get to a place where we're activating that creative inspiration. Okay? Now I'm going to write down, and I want you all to join me, just write down what your project is or your creative idea. So I'm going to write down guest business muse. It doesn't matter where you write it, wherever you want to write it. Right in the middle, right at the top, right at the bottom, right around the side. All right? All right? And then I'm going to take a different marker. I'm going to write down what my intention is. You know, what is it that I want clarity on or wisdom? And what I want, actually, I'm going to use the thick end of this, change my mind. I want a yes. Okay? I want them, this marker's drying up a little bit, I want them to say yes. I really want them to make a decision. Well, I want them to make a decision, but ideally, I want to really get them to yes. Yes, I'm ready to go. Yes, I want to be involved. I am committing wholeheartedly. Okay, so in the middle, write down what that is. You might want clarity about the next step. You might just want to reconnect the energy, infuse the energy, and get excited again, whatever that might be. All right, now the next part here is you just let go. Right, which is, I have always found that really hard to do, all right? But letting go, this is, there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is not about being pretty. It's not, if it is, great. It will probably inspire you no matter what it looks like. But I just want you to start coloring in, doodling. I'm just going to do kind of a border here. Again, getting in connection with your body, opening up your heart around your idea, and just allowing little nudges, little glimpses of wisdom to come in. All right, it might be an idea, right? It doesn't really matter what it is, and it doesn't matter what kinds of things that you're drawing at all, okay? Part of what you want to do is just give yourself, ooh, look at that blue, you just want to play. And when you play, especially what I find when you do markers on paper, it's so relaxing that it does get you into your body, and it gets you present so that the wisdom can flow. So do whatever you want. You could draw doodles around here. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's a little bit darker than I intended, but hey, you know, it's where I went. So I'm just following the intuitive nudge. Breathing while you do this is always really nice. Helps get you present and centered. All right? I'm just going to keep drawing this background while I just let whatever wisdom wants to come in. All right? And you can be drawing things in the middle. I just happen to start on the outside. I want it to draw on the outside. And again, this is not, I'm not going for pretty. I'm going for connecting to my body, connecting to my heart, opening up that intuitive wisdom. It's kind of nice to have paper on the bottom because then you can just flow right out the paper and you don't have to worry about it. All right. So what kind of nudges are coming up for me? Let's see. Let me find a pencil here. I want like them to get the absolute yes. I want them to feel it. I want them to really get that this is different. I'm using a brush tip, a little bit harder to write with, but it kind of makes a neat font, whatever you want to call it, neat little writing style. I want them to be as excited as I am. Right? And you might have words that come to mind, you might have phrases, you might have metaphors, you might have pictures. So you can let it be whatever it is. There is something very sacred about circles and very meditative. You know, lots of people, you've heard of mandalas. Those are very old form of meditation, of creating circular energy. To me, it reminds me of the flamenco. See how pretty it is when you use like multiple shades of the same color. You know, I want this to be easy for them. They are busy gals, and I want this to be so easy they can't help but say yes. Did I mention I want them to say yes? Yes, yes, yes. I like this color. All right, I'm going to add a little black because lots of times black kind of makes it all just pop right out too. All right, I'm going to highlight the yes again. Yeah, I think part of the secret, what I'm gathering, is I got to make it easy for them to say yes. All right. When I start promoting the others, I think they're going to feel a confidence in the program, and they're going to say yes. What else? You know, I have my sales page up and running now, so I think that's going to help them make that decision. Yeah, that feels really good. So take a moment for you. What kinds of things are coming up? Don't edit it. Don't say, well, that's kind of weird. Just let whatever wants to flow. And if you want to write things on the outside, write things on the outside. All right. Giving you some time just to let whatever wants to flow. And if you don't know, just keep on outlining, drawing, doodling, whatever wants to come your way. Just kind of, you know, these things kind of represents to me the energy. This is way beyond the circle. and I like making them. It makes me feel relaxed and open to more insight. All right. So wrap up for where you are now with your energy intention circle, and notice the kind of wisdom that you received. All right. Notice the nuggets of wisdom. Notice how relaxed you feel. Notice how new ideas came to you, new clarity has come to you. Maybe you've made a decision about something that was really new for you. All right, so think about, just notice what you notice with this and how powerful it is. And we just, actually just doing the circle, we probably took 5 or 10 minutes. So it's a really easy tool that you can use every day. I love to do this when I'm connecting to a big program that I'm doing, like the Business Fusion Studio, because it's easy to kind of get busy in the morning with the kids, and then when I screech into the office, and for checking emails and all that, when I'm getting ready to work on the program again, it's really nice to have something that I can connect to and get excited about and reinfuse my energy and get reconnected to. Plus, I get that intuitive wisdom, and it starts me on a really good place for the day. So these are the types of things that you're going to learn in the Business Fusion Studio. Lots of detail about, the different types of markers, the different types of art supplies, which is just really fun. And also step-by-step instructions. You're going to actually get step-by-step worksheets, instructions on how to use these tools, how to go through and create the tools, and all sorts of different ideas, examples of all different ways that you can use them. Here's an example too. I'll just show you because I have this handy. For the very first creative module in the Business Fusion Studio, I talked about creating a joy art journal. And this is mine. I actually call it the Intention Alive Journal. And I'm going to show you how to create your own journal where you prepare it ahead of time. Again, just doing fun, pages where you use all sorts of different fun doodles, tapes, rubber stamps, paint, markers, magazine clippings, I love this life stamp, and you just put cool things in here, and I tell you, it inspires you. And then what I do is you write your gratitudes in here. You put pictures in here of things that inspire you, and I just write affirmations, and it's another way of doing a gratitude journal, but it's way more fun, way more involved, and I'll give you step-by-step instructions and take you through using video, just like we did today, as well as resources. We'll go through some of the tools to make it even more fun, because you can create something just like I did. And anyways, so I'm really excited about it. And then we'll do the same thing on the creative marketing tools. Is I'll take you step by step for how to put that creativity into different areas of your business. So that way, all this creativity that you're waking up, you're going to also be able to put it into your business. And that's really going to help you stand out, get noticed, and be really different. So remember this picture, the left brain, right brain? So where is your comfort zone, and where is do you have an intention and a desire to stretch? When you think about the yes process, do you want to stretch more into the you, of discovering you and what lights you up and has you come alive? Or is it the E, the explore, the play, where you need time to just kind of play and build up your courage? Or is it the S? Shift into positive possibilities, and you really need to shore up that the impact of what will happen and believe that it's possible and create an environment that is all about positive possibilities. Or the other S, which is about stretching. Is it time for you to stretch and put your creativity into something tangible, a project, a program? Or are you at the place of sharing? It's time to share your creativity with your communities in a much bigger way. And so my question to you is, where are you at, and how are you going to do it? So it's one thing to come on this webinar and get all excited and say, yes, 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 I'm all about creativity. I want to expand my creativity. But how are you going to do it, really? Like, once you get off this webinar, I know how it is. I've been on webinars, I get all fired up. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then you don't, other things take over. So I want to ask you, is it time for you to join an environment, join a community, the Business Fusion Studio, hopefully, where you can explore and really play with the yes process and open up your creativity and passion and start putting it into your business. And just to give you an idea of some of the inner results that happen, in the Business Fusion Studio, there's the inner results and the external results. So one of it is you just really do have more fun. And I'm a big believer that when you have fun and you laugh and giggle and feel good, you know what? That is highly attractive energy, and you attract opportunities to you. The studio is also a place for you to practice just being messy, trying out new things. And you know what? Those are perfect skills for new projects that you're going to try out in your business. It's also a place for your soul to play and show up so that you can practice giving your soul a turn, driving your business, along with other amazing kindred spirited women who are doing the same thing. And so they're creating this really strong community so that they know they're not alone, all right? They can grow into their creativity and start putting it out into the world and change the way we do business, and you don't have to do it alone. You also will find that creative voice. You'll satisfy that yearning that if you're on this call, on this webinar, that you probably have that says, there's more that I want to say, and I need to open up that chakra and open it up and let it out. And it'll also be a huge confidence booster, and you're just a really amazing feel-good attitude adjuster. All right, some of the external results are you get clarity and conviction about your message because you're going to get to practice with it over time, and it's going to start getting refined over and over again. You're also going to get lots of new ideas for your business. That's something that I'm really known for. You're also going to really develop that sense of courage so that you can step into and actually put out more things that are reflective of your own creative voice. You're going to learn all new cool creative ideas for your marketing so that your marketing is not the same old stuff, but it'll really stand out. You'll also probably figure out and learn whole new paths in your business. It'll open up all new ideas, and they are going to lead to new streams of revenue and income for you. And I just truly believe from the bottom of my heart, because I'm living it and I see it with my clients, that the more creative you are and the more you let that out in your marketing and your business, that the more you will stand out and the more you will get noticed. And that's where the opportunities then start coming to you. It truly is activating your attraction energy so that clients can find you, they are instantly attracted to you, you will make more money, and you truly do attract more opportunities and people who want to partner with you. So remember, you are the golden goose, okay? Nobody's going to take care of you. If you're the one laying the golden eggs, this is my friend Andrew Lee talks about this, you've got to take care of the golden goose. And one of the ways of taking care of you is to really open up and fire up and nurture and cultivate your creativity. So just a reminder, go to Business Fusion Studio, check out the different creative modules. You might want to sign up for one, or you might want to go for that whole access pass. Just to give you an idea, some of the personal creativity modules, we're creating intuitive joy journals. We've got a joy photo project we're getting ready to do. And all of these are mini, bite-sized, super easy, step-by-step. They're not hard. We're going to create business dream cards. I'm going to show you how to create intention cards that you'll be able to use over and over again. We're going to have fun creating an audacious business goddess who's going to talk to us and give us lots of wisdom in our business. I'm going to share with you this tool for shifting your joy fear, and also a positive flip it tool, and we'll have a year-end celebration tool. And on the creative marketing modules, where this is where you get to actually put all this creative juice that you've got going on, all this creative mojo, and put it into a specific marketing kind of tactic or vehicle. You're going to learn how to create photo tips and quotes. I'm going to share with you a whole lesson on fun and creative list building ideas. I'm going to share with you how to juice up your blog, put some more energy and infuse your blog with more creativity. I have this whole tool about creative thought leadership writing. We have a money joy tool. We also have one about loving leverage. So all the stuff that you create, you want to be able to repurpose it over and over again. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to share with you about how I do my creative planning cycle. And I love the creative planning cycle. And then we're going to end with a New Year, New Vision exercise that'll be really fun, and we'll all get to share with each other. So I hope that you will join us. Remember the All Access Pass, and that if you go ahead and sign up by May 31st, or better yet, just don't put it off and procrastinate. Do it right now so that you know you're investing in yourself in this way. And then I'll let you know about the small group coaching, where I'll be coaching on the 5 steps to yes at the beginning of June. All right. I'm so looking forward to seeing you in the Business Fusion studio. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me or email me. And just really wishing you the best. And I can't wait to see where your creativity takes you next.